What am I looking forward to in the future?
Something that's I would want to know.
What do I like about Arizona? What do I not like about ASU?
Do I have a favorite student?
I'm from Washington State. The first couple months were definitely a little warm, but ever since then I've really enjoyed it here.
I hate the heat so much. Also being here now, I love meeting people from the Midwest. I'm like, oh, like you understand me. You know where I'm coming from. I didn't even really know what chemical engineering was, or like just how many opportunities there are with it and how much chemies are involved with.
So chemical engineers take raw materials in the form of solids, liquids, or gases, and sometimes combinations of all of those. And we transform those raw materials into valuable products. A lot of our curriculum revolves around something called unit operations, which is like a piece of equipment, so like a distillation column. And as chemical engineers, we need to understand what goes into that distillation column, how to operate it, and what goes out. So we need to look at the thermodynamics, the reactions, all of that stuff in every specific process. So that's just one example of one unit operation.
With how big ASU is, there are just so many faculty and so many resources that if you really go and pursue it, are at your disposal to do anything that you want to do.
Before even high school, like I was looking for women in STEM scholarships, women in STEM this. I'm Hispanic, so I was like Hispanic scholars like in STEM and stuff like that. So I think finding these, there's national organizations, but there's also like local chapters that you can join and be a part of, and like seeking out people that like might have similar backgrounds to you was very beneficial to me.
Going into ASU, I knew that I wanted to get involved in research in some capacity, and ASU has been very, very supportive of that. There is a funding initiative, the Fulton Undergraduate Research Initiative, where like as an undergraduate you can like receive a stipend and a budget for like supplies to do your own research. And so having those opportunities available and having like professors be so receptive really made it easy for me to pursue that goal and really like be involved in research basically since my freshman year.
ASU prides itself on being #1 in innovation, and I think the diversity at ASU is actually what drives that. And I remember in my first engineering class, FSC 100, we had to work on a big final project, and my group wanted to make a Mars rover. I was a chemical engineer, you know. I had no idea how any of this would work, but we had electrical engineers and we had mechanical engineers, and you know, it just so happened that one of the people in my group knew how to solder already. I don't think we would have been able to even get close to making a final product. But because of our diverse background, our diverse experiences, we were able to make a really good working prototype that could move by itself, detect obstacles, go around them, and then it could detect something cold on the ground, and as soon as it detected it, it would stop and its drill would start spinning right up, and it was really, really cool.
Not everything is going to be the right fit for you and is going to be what you're interested in. But the great thing about ASU is there's so many different things to try that eventually you will touch on something that is a good fit for you and your interests.
Incoming freshmen have a very big decision to make in picking a major. We try to make it a little bit easier if you know you're interested in engineering. Basically, the first year is pretty similar across the different majors, and you're taking the advanced maths and sciences and kind of like an intro engineering course to kind of make sure that a type of engineering is for you. And then you have your second year is when you get into the major classes.
I mean, there's people that go to med school, there's people that work in oil and gas, they work in food, they work in pharmaceuticals, and like those are just a tiny fraction of like the examples of things that you can do with this degree.
We need people who are willing to see challenges and instead of just accepting them as what they are, to challenge them and say, how can I make this go away?
Being at ASU, which is a very large university, means there are so many resources, so many students, and you can find anything you would like to do with chemical engineering here.